Well, good morning and happy Thanksgiving Eve to all my American friends out there. And you know, we're gonna make some pumpkin pie. This is a super easy recipe, and I thought to myself, do they really want to watch you make pumpkin pie? It's so easy. And then I thought, well, you know, I didn't know how to make pumpkin pie at one time, so why not do it, right? So turning on the camera in case anybody out there doesn't know how to make pumpkin pie. I do make mine slightly different than the traditional, so I figured I'd turn on the camera and show you guys. So here we go. We are going to start with 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Okay, so let me get a knife here because I didn't, of course, pre-measure anything as I'm getting ready for my boys to come on up, which they should be here this evening. We're doing deep dish pizza in cast iron, which they're all like really looking forward to. So I've got about 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar here. I need to make more because I'm baking cookies later. So we're just going to dump that right in here. So I use 3/4 cup of brown sugar. And then we're going to add to this 3/4 of a cup of just plain granulated sugar. As somebody asked me before, I use real sugarcane sugar. I don't use beet sugar. There is a difference, so do your research on that. So I only buy sugar from sugarcane. So there is a 1/2 cup of that. And here's a 1/4 cup. Alright, so I'm just going to put that in there, and then I'm going to get a big fork here and kind of give that a little bit of a mix. I do think that pumpkin pie tastes better with homemade brown sugar. The molasses just gives it an incredible extra flavor along with a really pretty color. So I will leave a link up above to my video on how I make homemade brown sugar. If you've never made your own, woo, give it a try. And then have a taste test. Buy some brown sugar in a bag or in a box, and then have your family and friends taste the homemade, and I promise you, homemade tastes like candy, and you will never buy that stuff in a bag or a box again. It's so easy to make. Okay, so here we go. Well, that is all mixed up. Okay, we're going to be adding 1 teaspoon of sea salt. I'm also going to be adding, this is from McCormick, this is their pumpkin pie spice. I'm going to be adding 2 teaspoons of this. I know we're fancy here, right? Measurements, you know, never precise at the Kneady Homesteader channel. All right, so there's that. Now, super easy. All we're going to do is give that a nice mix, just so that when we add it to our pumpkin pie filling, it's nice and even. You won't get anything that's like a little too cinnamony and a slice that doesn't have any flavoring at all. My oven is preheating to 425. All right, and now we're going to get you guys over to the mixer. I'm going to wash that out and make some fresh brown sugar later. All right, okay, so I have you lovingly balanced on a jar. All right, we're going to put this on, and I want to make sure I mention that this is going to make 2 pies, you guys, instead of 1. I've never made just 1 pumpkin pie in my life, but that's what happens when you have a large family. So if you only need 1 pumpkin pie, go ahead and cut this recipe in half. We are going to just dump some pumpkin pie filling right in our mixer. We're going to do 2 cans. And actually, I'm going to, because that is just a pain, I'm going to go ahead and use my handy dandy jar scraper. Okay, so there's one pan. And there's two. And this is not pumpkin pie filling. This is just straight pureed pumpkin. There is a difference. This one does not have any spices. I prefer just to add my own spice to it. So there's that. Okay, and then we are going to go ahead and add 2 cans of evaporated milk to this. Make sure you shake them well before you open them. And I always make sure I wash my cans before I open them too, just to make sure they're clean. Then we are going to crack some eggs in this bad boy. So 4 eggs. All right, I'm gonna lift my mixer up here and I'm just gonna give this a nice mix. Go ahead, scrape that side down just to get that in there. Okay, now I'm going to set that on low with a measuring cup. I'm just going to go ahead and start adding my sugar into this. Okay, I'm going to turn this up and give this a nice mix. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and drop that down, take off our paddle. And then we are going to go ahead, get this off the mixer, off the stand, and let me back you up so I don't knock you. And then we're going to pour this into our pie crusts. And we are going to pour it now. Usually I make homemade pie crust. Yes, I do. But this year, you know what? I've got a lot going on and I'm still recovering from a surgery I had. So I'm not making it hard on myself this year. So we're doing frozen pie crust. Yes, we are. Ain't no shame in my game this year. So I'm going to fill this up. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this in a 425-degree oven. We're gonna bake it for 15 minutes and then we're gonna reduce the heat on the oven to 350 degrees and we're gonna bake it for 40 to 50 minutes after that. And then these beauties are going to be done and ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them right now in the center rack of my 425-degree oven. And we're going to set the timer for 15 minutes. Come back, change it down to 350, bake it another 40-50 minutes, and they should be good. So I'll bring you back when I pull these beauties out of the oven. While we're waiting for the pies, I might as well show you how I make homemade brown sugar, right? I have you guys here. So we're going to put our paddle on. Super easy if you have a Kitchenaid mixer. We are adding 8 cups of sugar to this, okay? So after you get your 8 cups in, I go ahead and I lift my bowl up and turn it on a level 2, okay? And to this now you're going to add 1 cup of molasses. I use unsulfured molasses. There is a difference. You're going to probably want to Google that. And you're going to add a cup. Now, I don't ever measure because I make this so much. I can usually eyeball my brown sugar. If you want dark brown sugar, add a little more molasses. If you want light brown sugar, add a little less molasses. This is about how I like my brown sugar. So now, I'm going to leave that on my mixer at a level 2 for about 5 minutes. I really want to make sure that that molasses is well blended. If you don't blend it well, you'll get speckles in your sugar, and you don't want that. You want a nice, beautiful, well-made brown sugar. And I'm telling you, this stuff is like candy. For those of you out there, like me, who make their own brown sugar, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So inexpensive to do, so easy. It tastes so much better, you guys. How long does it keep? I know I get asked that a lot. I usually use mine up long before it ever can get hard, but I have kept brown sugar for as long as 3 months before. I do use a brown sugar bear. Let me show you that. I'll try to leave a link to it down in the description box for Amazon, because I was able to find it once on Amazon. I bought mine at Bed Bath & Beyond though. I think he runs like $3. Maybe $5 now. I bought mine like 5 or 6 years ago. So, but this, you want to soak this for as long as this mixes in water, and then you just put them in your brown sugar, and you keep your brown sugar nice and soft. So, all right, I'll be back when we put this in a jar. My oven is dinging, so we're gonna shut this timer off. We're gonna put a timer set now to 40 minutes. And a conventional bake for 350 degrees. So, there we go. All right, we got our pumpkin pie still going, and now we're gonna show you how I fill my jar. Now this jar was, I think it was like a $5 Anchor hockey, is it? From Walmart. It's literally like $5. Of course, I did buy it 5 or 6 years ago. So, that's where I bought mine. And then we're going to go ahead and just pack it in. Now 8 cups will fit in, I think this is a half-gallon jar. I'm pretty sure. So what I do is I put about 3 scoops in, and then what I'll do is I'll push it down and pack it in. It keeps better if you pack it, and you can fit more in it if you pack it. So put a couple of cups in, go ahead and pack it down. And then you have brown sugar on hand all the time. I don't know how many times I've gotten in the comment section, I ran out of sugar and I wanted to bake cookies, and I'm so glad that I found your video on how to make homemade brown sugar. It's so easy, right? And molasses is one of those ingredients you should always have on your shelf if you cook from scratch, because I use it in lots of applications, lots of different recipes. I use it to make homemade barbecue sauce and all of that. So all of this will fit 8 cups of sugar with the 1 cup, roughly 1 cup. Might be a little more, a little less, depending on how you like your brown sugar. You don't have to be exact. Guys, I am not an exact measurer. I pretty much wing everything. So you don't have to be precise on this. It will turn out beautiful. You just want to make sure it's well mixed. Okay. So there is a nice packed jar, and so then what I do is I just take my brown sugar bear and I lay him down, and then I press him in, and then that's it. Okay, and then we are just going to go ahead and put the lid on it, And that is it. That is how I keep my brown sugar. All right, so I'm gonna go put this next to my mixer so I have it when I make cookies later, and I'll bring you guys back when those pumpkin pies come out. All right, now just ignore the little spillover that I did when I was, you know, putting it in the oven. Hey, that's what makes it homemade, right? It gives it character. And you know, everybody will fight for these slices right here because they'll have extra pumpkin on it. There you go. All right, so there they are. 2 beautiful and really easy pumpkin pies, but do you see the color? Like the brown sugar just gives it an oomph. It gives it a pretty color and just a little added extra flavor that I absolutely love. So there you go, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope this video was fun while you're at home making your Thanksgiving pies. I will be seeing you soon, hopefully sometime this weekend. I'll turn on the camera and do something fun for you guys. But I really do hope that you have a very blessed and very thankful Thanksgiving. You know, that's my favorite part of Thanksgiving. It's not the food, even though the food's great. It's not the, you know, the decorations or the games, or it really is a time to gather with my family and be thankful for another year together. You know, something I wish I could do with my mom. You know, with my mom's passing, it makes me so grateful for this moment and having my loved ones with me in this moment. So I wish you all a very, very, very happy, thankful, and grateful Thanksgiving. I'll see you soon, guys.